Hi, welcome back to Momentum Academy. This lesson is part of our Bubble Bootcamp. We are building a professional landing page, and in this lesson we're going to style the buttons in our app. If you're following along with your own project, you'll find the link to the Figma file in the description below, along with the full playlist so you can build this entire landing page step by step. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming lessons as we continue building out the UI together. In this lesson, we're going to set up our button styles, navigate to the Styles tab and Element Styles. Open up the buttons drop down and you will see that Bubble generates a whole series of button styles by default. You'll see filled buttons, outline buttons and link buttons, and each one comes in both a light and dark variant and in primary and destructive versions. It can look like a lot at first, but they're actually organised very logically. The light versions are designed to be used on light backgrounds, and the dark versions are designed for dark backgrounds. So when your page has a white or light grey background, you'll use the light buttons. When you build darker sections or you're working with dark UI panels, you'll use the dark buttons. You will notice that since we have updated the colour styles in our app, these buttons have also updated to those colours. What we're going to do in this lesson is configure the filled light primary style to become our primary button style, matching what we have in Figma. Then we will configure the outline light primary style to become our secondary button. Let's start with the primary button. Select this filled light primary button. Now we'll begin matching it to our Figma design. Before changing any settings, switch over to Figma. In the Hi-Fi page, just note that in the design, the button has a gradient, but this is difficult to apply well in Bubble without CSS. So to keep the demo simple, we will apply our primary colour here instead. To check our button designs, select Buttons in the Components panel. First check the typography. In Figma, the button label uses Inter at 16 pixels in semi-bold, a line height of 24, which is 1.5, and the small letter spacing of 2%. To convert that into pixels, calculate 16 divided by 100 times 2. This works out at 0.32 pixels. The font colour is white, F. We will apply this colour to the icon too. On the button itself, the background colour is primary 500 and the corner radius is 4 pixels. The button also has an ease of 200 milliseconds for transition. This helps to make any changes less abrupt. Let's go back to Bubble and check we have those settings correct. In the Appearance panel of the button style check, the font is Inter in semi-bold, 16 pixels, a line height of 1.5, and the letter spacing 0.32. Keep the colour as white on the font and on the icon too. The background colour is already set to primary 50 and the roundness is also correct at 4 pixels. The ease is also correct. Now the text matches Figma, we'll set up the padding. Back in Figma, hold Option or Alt while hovering over the label to see the padding. It's 12 pixels top and bottom and 16 pixels left and right. Let's set those values in Bubble in the Layout tab. At this point, the default state of the button is complete, so we'll move on to the hover and disabled states in the Conditional tab. In Figma, the hover version of the primary button is a lighter version of the primary colour, primary 200, and when the button is not clickable or disabled, the colour is this grey 300. So in the Conditional tab in Bubble, we already have this conditional for when the button is hovered and this button isn't clickable is no. Change the colour here to primary 20. Next, for when the button is not clickable, delete the opacity. Instead, set the background colour to change to our grey 30. Now that this is configured correctly, we can go and apply it to the Learn More button on our page. Select the button and reselect the Filled Light Primary in the Style drop-down. Preview the page. You can test this hover state and see how it changes. This helps the user to know that this is clickable. Next, we'll configure the secondary button, which we will use for the Contact button. Go back to the Styles tab and navigate back to the buttons. To do this, we will duplicate the button we just configured and create a new button. Select the Filled Light Primary style, right-click or Control and click to copy, and then paste the button. Rename this secondary button. Let's check the button in Figma. In the default state, the font color is Primary 500 and it has this 1 pixel border also in Primary. The background color is shade white, F9, 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 which we set as our background color. The hover state is the same Primary 200, but the border changes to the off-white. In the disabled state, we want the font and border to be in the grey 300 and the background colour to be grey 100. Back in Bubble, change the font colour to primary and change the icon colour too. Set the background colour to the background variable we created earlier. Then set the border to 1 pixel on all sides and choose primary for the border. Now we'll configure the hover state. In Figma, the secondary button reverses its colours on hover. The background becomes the lighter primary colour, the text becomes the off-white shade, and the border also switches to the off-white shade. Go into the conditional properties and set the hover background to primary 20. Then update the text colour to shade off-white. And set the border colour to shade off-white as well. This creates the colour reversal effect. For the not clickable state, set the background to grey 10. Then update the text colour to grey 30. And set the border colour to grey 30 as well. Now let's apply this style to the Contact button. Preview the page. You may notice a small difference in size between the primary and secondary buttons. This happens because the secondary button has a 1 pixel border, which increases the total width and height. To correct this, edit the style and reduce each padding value by 1 pixel so the total outer dimensions match the primary button. After adjusting, see how the two buttons now align perfectly. At this point, both your primary and secondary buttons match the Figma design system, including the gradient, the hover transitions, the border behaviour, and the exact typographic settings. These two styles will now be used across the app, and because they're defined in the Styles tab, any updates in the future can be made in one place and applied everywhere instantly. We have one more button on this page, so let's apply the style to that. The Send Message button also uses the primary button style. Preview the page. Here is our button in its disabled state. we can complete the form and see it change back to its default state. Thanks for following along. In the next lesson, we'll continue building out our design system and making sure all our components feel cohesive across the entire page.